folks, and welcome to Subjective Thoughts. And our comic for today is Batman the Killing Joke by DC. Now, there is violence, shooting, psychological torture, madness, and fucked up shit in this one. So, if you are in any way squeamish, you have been warned. Also, spoilers. Alright, here's the team. So I'm pretty sure this one needs no introduction. This is one of those really well famous stories in the comic world, especially that particular cover that's been homaged before. And I also know that the first edition of this one, I mean the first one that came out is probably pretty expensive. This is the deluxe hardcover edition, but yeah, I mean that one is probably quite the steep price. So Batman: The Killing Joke is a well-known, apparently one-shot that I only learned. Oh, sorry, that was my dog. That I only learned when I started reading it. It's always one of those ones that I wanted to read. You know, I wanted to get to at some point, not badly, but and then I think it was the beginning of this year. My friend found it for like 20 shekels. So I said, "Yeah, I'll take it. This is one I want to read." And finally, I've read it, and it's well, it's that I suppose I didn't really have any expectations going in because I didn't know what this was about. I mean, I've heard about it over the years, and I knew certain things that were in there, but I didn't know how the story went. As I said, I didn't even know it was a one shot. So I read it. I didn't even read the introduction in the beginning because those always do kind of influence you, and I wanted to go in with no influences, read it till the end, and see what I really think. So, okay, let's start with the plot. It's a rainy night. Batman arrives at Arkham Asylum. Gordon's waiting for him outside. Batman goes in, Gordon follows, and he passes through the cells at Arkham Asylum until he reaches the one that belongs to the Joker. Although on the door it doesn't say the Joker or anything, it's something else. So he goes in and he has a conversation with the Joker, who's playing solitaire and not responding. And the gist of the conversation is, how long is this going to go on? Because at some point, sooner or later, either you're going to kill me or I'm going to kill you. So, we need to to stop it now, to find some solution. And again, the Joker's not responding, just playing solitaire. And Batman gets angry and he grabs his wrist, and the Joker pulls it away. And then Batman says something, and then he looks at his gloved hand, and he notices there's white paint on it because it's not the Joker sitting there. Oh no, it's a doppelganger. Well, not really a doppelganger. It's someone the Joker hired to portray himself as he escaped, because he has escaped Arkham Asylum. And Batman grabs the guy and is like, "Where is he?" And like, I don't know. And Gordon and the guard hear the commotion sign and like quickly open the door. And he goes in, and Batman like gives the guy to Gordon. He's like, "Here, where is he?" He gives him, I think, the guy's green wig. Then we go to Joker. He's at some abandoned amusement park that he wants to purchase. He goes around looking at it. Everything's destroyed and looks terrible. And the guy that co-owns it with someone else, he says, "So what do you say?" "Yeah, I'll take it. I love it. It's perfect." And the guy's like, "Is the price okay? Is it not too?" "No, no, the price is perfect." So and then the guy sits on one of those, like what kids sit on to ride on that go back and forth. You put quarters in, kind of, or they're just the ones on the. You like Humpty Dumpty, go back and forth on them like a bug or something. Anyway, Joker's like, yeah, let's shake on it. And the guy gives him his hands, like, sure. And of course, he has the whole thing tied to his not wrist, but to his palm that has a needle at the end of it. And he injects the guy with his Joker poison. Well, that toxin. And so the guy now looks like the Joker and sitting there like a lobotomized patient, like, ugh. And Joker's like, hey, stick around. So that happens. Now he has the whole circus. His men have went over and threatened the other guy and took to sign off the circus area for him. And then what was it? Ah, there we go. Forgot about this. And okay, and then we got Batsy's back in his cave. Oh yeah, and before that, we have to say in between all this, there are the memories that the Joker is having about his past life. So I guess kind of giving a possibility of his origin that he worked in a factory somewhere. Here we go. It says name unknown. It doesn't say the Joker on his door. Yeah, Batsy's in his bat cave, and Alfred's bringing him for refreshments. He asks, anything else, sir? And he's like, I don't know anything about, or he tells Alfred he knows about me as much as I know about him, so that they both don't know about each other or what he's planning, like all these years. Right, I should have continued. So yes, again, it goes to flashbacks of what might possibly be his origin story, where he worked in a chemical lab, but then quit to become a comedian, but he wasn't very successful, and meanwhile he has a pregnant wife to take care of. And like, what are we going to do? And she's like, oh, don't worry, honey. It's going to be okay. But then we move on to Gordon's back in his apartment with Barbara. He's cutting newspaper clippings, putting them in albums. And Barbara's looking at him like, Dad, you're doing this wrong here. Why don't you leave work in the office? I made you some hot chocolate. Barbara used to work in a library, I take it from this. Well, anyway, yeah, she tells him, Dad, just leave this. And he's like, remember, Barbara, I told you about the Joker when you were a kid. I thought you would find it interesting. She said, yeah, Dad, I had some interesting nightmares from the Joker, and can't blame her. Then the door rings, and Barbara goes to open it, saying, oh, it's probably my friend. We're going to yoga together. She opens the door, and the Joker's standing there with two goons, wearing a Hawaiian vacation shirt, a hat, and holding the camera. Not the camera, he's holding a gun. And he shoots Barbara, that famous scene. He shoots her in her middle, she falls, and goes into the coffee table, and it breaks. And of course, poor Gordon's like, didn't even have a chance to like, well, what happened? He's like, Barb's, and he gets up, still holding the scissors. And then the Joker's goons grab him, and he's like, Barbara, and they hit him. He loses consciousness, and the Joker tells his men, be careful, now take him away from here, you know where to. And then he goes over to Barbara and starts unbuttoning her blouse. And like, what are you doing this? And he smiles at her and says, to prove a point. And he's holding the camera. Now, this is that scene where I always wondered, because I think I've heard that people say, oh, he probably raped her in that particular instance, but I do wonder if he did. Just, it's not really the Joker's M.O., well, at least back then, because there's that one Brian Azzarello story where the Joker does indulge in some raping with Johnny Frost's ex-wife. He essentially rapes her. So, but yeah, but back then it's not really something the Joker would do. At least not that I know of. But I think it's more he undressed her and took photos of her, broken body more than anything. I don't think he done anything. But it does kind of almost feel like they're implying it, but I don't think that he did. Well, anyway, yeah, that happens. And we're at the hospital. Batman arrives. The doctor saying that Barbara's legs are now useless. She'll never walk again. She'll be confined to a chair. That Detective Bullock, Detective Bullock is there. I think that was him, Detective Bullock, and he's showing the card to Batman. Batman's holding a Joker card that was left behind, and then he says, we found a camera or a cap to a lens that didn't belong to any of the cameras in the house. And then Batman's like, "What? Oh, they didn't tell you that? What did they say? That they found her naked, and yeah, they found her naked, and pictures are taken there in the camera cap." So I guess Batman didn't read that part in the report where they found her like that. So that's why I thought that maybe it was implied that he raped her, but I don't. Again, I don't think. I don't clearly say like we took samples for a sperm or anything. But yeah, and anyway, he asks, "Can we have a moment alone?" Bullock and another cop that's there leave the room, and Batman puts his hand on Barbara's cheek, and he's like, "Barbara," and Barbara, it's Bruce, and Barbara opens her eyes, "Oh, Bruce." And then obviously the memory hits her and he holds her. It's okay. It's going to be okay. And she said, "No, Bruce, it's not. He said it was, to prove the principle. Not principle, to prove a point." And Bruce will, what's going to happen. And he's like, "Oh, Bruce, Dad." He's like, "Don't worry. I'll save him." Then we go on to poor detective, poor Gordon. Commissioner Gordon, sorry, not detective. Poor old Commissioner Gordon's there, and he's waking up to one hell of a nightmare. And again, there's more of the remembering. Joker, teams up, not teams up, but joins these two goons to rob his former place of employment. So he needs to wear the Red Hood costume, like the old Red Hood with that red dome. And he's going to, distract the guards and everything and make them think it's the Red Hood that's robbing it. And they're going to take the money, and then he'll get his cut, and then he'll have enough money for him and his wife. And the Joker, what choice does he have? And yeah, he's going to do it. Oh yeah, and then Barbara's like, "What's he doing to my father?" Oh, poor Barbara. Okay. Okay. Then Gordon wakes up into a real hellish nightmare. Before he's waking up, you got these weird, not midgets, but weird little people that look like babies. But they got like this one green ponytail, at least two of them. And that's it, no more hair. Okay, yeah, these weird, demented looking baby people. Three of them. I think they're boys. They're undressing Gordon. He's like trying to resist, but they have electricity sticks, and yeah, they undress him and they pull him, and you see that the Joker's sitting there on a throne, surrounded by uh, parts of baby dolls. Okay, that's a choice. Or arms of baby dolls, I think it was. Yes, he said, "Hello, Commissioner." He's there to prove that, the world is an unjust and fucked up place. Shit, Sherlock. And that, none of this is worth it, and everyone can lose their mind after a bad day. So Gordon's being dragged to the, what do you call it, like ghost train, and being forced on it. And he goes on, and then I think comes the flashback of it's like the day of the robbery. Joker meets those two goons again in the it's a little restaurant something. They're talking over the plan. And they tell him, "Oh, don't forget to wear a suit and tie." And he's like, "Perfect, because I told my wife I'm going to be doing a show." And I'm like, okay, but then a detective, I think, and a policeman arrive, and they're looking for the Joker. The two goons kind of, they're trying not to draw attention, and they ask Joker to come out with them and to talk. So the Joker's wife has died. She was testing out like this baby heater, a bottle heater in a store, I think, and she got electrocuted and died. Her and the baby. And the detective's like, it's, 1 to 1 million chance. Like, all the details are in the hospital. Take your time. You might want to go in for another drink. And Joker's like, what do you even say to such a news? Goes back in and he tells the two goons his wife's been killed. And not killed, too. His wife died from an accident. It's like, I can't do this now. That was my whole reason for doing it. And I'm like, sorry, buddy, you can't back out now. That's it. We're going to do this. So he's putting his face in his hands like, oh. So Gordon starts going through the fucked up ghost train with those demented little baby people. The Joker's got videos of him singing this like song about being loony. And as they go, and he's singing with all the other circus people that he manifested from fuck knows where. And then comes the main event. Photos of Barbara that the Joker took of her completely naked. Which again, I thought made the implication, but I think he just took her and took photos to maybe make it seem like he's done that. So maybe Gordon will make the connection that the Joker has raped his daughter. But again, I'm not sure. Yes, so Gordon's like, losing his mind there from all of that. And they keep going through the trade. Meanwhile, Batman is looking everywhere to find where the Joker is. He's going through, through villains, going to some pimp, going to the Penguin in his jail cell, everything. And no one knows where the Joker is. He's like searching everywhere. But then the bat signal is on. He goes, and Detective Bullock hands him. There's with complimentary from the Joker, and there's a ticket to a circus. So he grabs the ticket and goes. Gordon comes out of the fucked up ghost train, and he's completely out of it, the poor man. And Joker's like disappointed. He's like, oh, all right, put him in his cage. Maybe he'll be more talkative later. So then yeah. So he's Gordon's in his. I think there was more flashbacks. I think then we see how the Joker became the Joker. They arrive at the factory, and those two goons, they give him the red hood to put on. And they say, yeah, you could totally see through it. So he starts leading them through, but then the guard appears. And they're like, well, what the hell, man? You said that there's minimum security here. And it's like, they must have changed things while I wasn't there. Which I find hilarious. Like, okay, the guy that used to work there tells you there was minimum security. Wouldn't you check again? It's not like he's working there right now and he just quit yesterday. He worked there, who knows? Maybe he worked there 6 months ago. Things could change. Wouldn't you check again before? Stupid goons. I get it's part of the story. So yeah, they're being shot at. They're trying to run away, but the police or the guards there shoot them. The two goons are dead. Joker is still trying to run away. Um, They're about to shoot him too because they think he is the Red Hood, but then Batman arrives and, like, no more shooting. I will get him my way. And he goes towards Joker, and Joker's like, no, I'm not going to let. Well, what is this that descended upon me? And he jumps into the water. And then he comes out of it and takes off the hood. And he's walking. He's like, what happened to me? And then he lifts up his face. And his hair's a mess and green. His face is white. And he's got that demented Joker smile. And he's crying blood. And so the Joker was born. Back to the present. We're with the Joker in front of Gordon. Gordon's in a cage. He's like, oh, come on, detective. You see, everyone are just, anyone can become like this. The world's fucked up. There's no justice, blah, blah, blah. As he's talking, the car lights get closer and closer, and Batsy arrives. Of course, all the freak shows that he had are running away because Batsy has arrived. The Joker shoots him, I think. Wait, he shoot him? But anyways, he's fighting him, but Batsy jumps on him. But then the Joker uses some kind of, like, one of those things clowns wear that spits water at you, but this time it's acid, probably. It goes on Batsy's arm. The Joker uses this distraction to run away. Batman pulls out some kind of test tube that has an antidote, puts it on his arm. Then he goes and opens Gordon's cage, and he's like, it's all right, Jim, I'm here. And it's going to be all right. And he pulls Jim out. And it's like, it's okay, let it out. Jim's crying. And then Batman tells him, the police are right after me, Gordon. I'll wait here with you. As he grabs some cage coverage and wraps Gordon in it. This big blanket. And Gordon says, no, I'll be all right. You go in after and get him. I want to grab him by the book. And it's like, I'll do my best. And Gordon's like, by the book, you hear me? Batman goes into the to a mirror house. It's a house of mirrors. Goes in, starts chasing the Joker there, and we hear the Joker continuing to monologue about all this. He says, I bet you and I are not that different. You're like me. Maybe someone, killed your wife by a mobster, and maybe something else. But you clearly, something like that happened to you, because no normal man puts on a bat suit, or puts on a bat costume and goes out. And yeah, he's right. They both had, if you go by this origin story, some fucked up things happening in life. But they both took very different approaches to how to handle it later. So he keeps saying that everyone are like him. They're one bad day away from becoming like the Joker. And that's just the reality of everything. And Batman tells him, well, yeah, no, Gordon's out there and he was fine. You didn't break him. And Batman breaks a mirror, jumps through, grabs the Joker. They fall out. They're still fighting. Oh, but before that, Joker's standing there. Like, you're not laughing. Why aren't you laughing? And Batman grabs him. I didn't find that joke funny the first time. And what joke did he tell? Yeah, the whole thing. He throws him out. Joker's crawling on the grass, but then he turns around. He's got a gun. And he points and shoots at Batman, but it's one of those joke guns where it's just, like some fabric saying click, click, click. And he's like, oh, I'm out of bullets. Again, Batman's trying to, I suppose, talk to him again, same conversation. They talk to the doppelganger Joker. And he says, why don't you let me help you? We can work together. I'm sure I can cure you. Or not cure you, but I'm sure I can help you. And then he's like, no. And then he tells him a joke. And I remember this old joke, two loonies decided they don't want to be in the loony bin anymore, and they decide to escape. So they escape, and then from the loony bin to the city, there's like one jump. You have to jump through that and into another building. And so they go. One jumps, but the other one is afraid. He's like, "What if I fall?" And then the one that already jumps like, "Oh, I know. I got my flashlight. I'll turn it on and make a bridge for you from the light, and you can step on that." And the other guy said, "Well, what do you think? I'm crazy? As soon as I'm halfway through, I know you're gonna turn it off and I'll fall." And then the Joker starts laughing. And then Betsy starts laughing too. And they're both laughing. Almost seems like maniacs. And then Batman approaches, grabs the Joker's collar. And then we got like a close up of the grass and their puddles, and you see the police lights. And there's laughing, but then the next panel, the little panel, there's no laughing. It's just the grass, and then another close up, and that's it. That's where the story ends. Okay, and there's also there's an extra story in here. You got this. I don't know who this is. Like a young man making a video on how he wants to do, at least one bad thing. He thinks that people just they are good because they're just afraid of the consequences, and then he quotes, if you do something out of, if you do noble things out of fear, it just it's not really noble. Basically, you're just doing it because you're afraid of the consequences. But if you could, try to do both and then decide, what, doing this evil stuff doesn't feel good, I'm gonna do noble things. So he wants to do one thing. He wants to kill someone or something. And then he says, maybe I'll kidnap a little girl and tie her up in the sewers until she starves. Or maybe I'll kill someone. You know what? I'm going to kill Batman. He's going to stop some villain. And we see it happen in Batman getting shot. And then by the time anyone finds him, I'll be long gone. I'll burn his tape. And then I'll finish college, marry my girlfriend, and have a couple of kids. And that's where that one ended. Now this is the deluxe edition, so I guess that's the deluxe add-on. Maybe it's like another explanation of, oh look. That one's though Brian Bolden. The main story is written by Alan Moore, so take that for what you will. Okay, now for some art. Oh yeah, the cover actually. Let's start with the cover. Again, this is a very iconic image, and I can see why. It is really cool. You got the Joker with his insane smile taking a picture. That is a cool image. I will say the art in here is fantastic. It looks really good. The colors look really good as well. And that look really good. The colors fit really well with the atmosphere and everything. You see there, you got the fake Joker. Ah, for fuck's sakes. You got Betsy as that poor bastard there in the Ushanka that's about to become a Joker lobotomy patient. Yeah, I won't show too much, even though this is really old by now, but yeah, we'll skip the more risque bits, because I don't think YouTube's gonna approve. So yeah, there we got Betsy, Alfred. This is before things went to shit. Poor Barbara. I guess you don't see much. Oh yeah, baby doll parts. Okay. So you see, look at these things. What are they even? Are those actual people? Oh, one of them is a girl. Sorry, my bad, madam. Hey, holy shit! Look at these things. Are they what? They're actual people or some kind of robots or something? Look at that poor bastard. Look at him. Sitting on that elephant. So yeah, really fucked up shit in here, let me tell you. Well, let me show you at least like that. Oh yeah, there's that iconic scene of this image. I didn't know it was from here actually, you know? Thought it was just drawn. I didn't know it was in the comic. And let me just show you the yeah, I'm not really sure what I'm supposed to make of the story with this guy. As a kind of like an explanation. Yeah, I don't know why, but he reminds me of that actor that played Hannibal Lecter in the Hannibal series, the most recent one. He has this surname that I don't know how to pronounce, but it's Michael something. I don't know, but I don't know why. This guy reminds me of him a little bit. The look, I mean. Okay, let me put. Oh yeah, let me show you. Granted, I don't think you'll see it very well on this camera. Let me try. You got here like Oh, maybe you can see it like that. You see, it's got that image where Betsy grabs them as they're laughing. It's kind of yeah. And I don't know if you can see it. I just got that there. Oops. Fucking hell, this thing keeps falling. So yeah, that was. Sorry, my bad. So that was Batman: The Killing Joke. Like I said, the art is fantastic. The coloring's really good. But I have to say, I don't really get it. But maybe there's like a thing here that I missed. Cause I said before, I'm not that smart. There are stories where I read where the point or like the main thing eludes me, and I'm wondering if this is maybe one of them really. Cause I'm was this like to show something of the another side to the Joker possibly? Is this to show that Batsy cracked just at that point? I mean, don't get me wrong, the standalone is a really nice story, but again, there's a deeper meaning here that I'm not smart enough to grasp. Because I did enjoy it, but I must admit I don't get the hype that this story has. I mean, it's supposed to be a one shot, but they later took into continuity, well, at least until they retconned it, the Barbara is now disabled. So she's paralyzed from the waist down. So that's, there's that, but I guess I thought there'd be, I don't know, more to it. Some, I guess maybe it's supposed to have this ambiguous ending where you have to think for yourself: did he kill him? Did he not kill him? And if he did, what would be after that? Because Batman said he won't kill or shoot, but here he finally, I don't know, realized that yeah, it looks like I'm going to kill you. So yes, I don't know. Maybe I just don't get it. As much as I enjoyed it, I can't say it was anything mind blowing or amazing beyond being interesting. So yeah, I don't know. That might be not nice to say, but I'm glad I got it for such a cheap price. I don't know, paying let's say 100 something shekel for a hardcover or a hardback, or even getting this in like the regular format. Yeah, nah, a bit too much, especially for a relatively short story. But again, I don't know. It is something you're missing because although I see this as an interesting one shot with this ambiguous thing, but I don't see why it really got the status that it did. Is it because Alan Moore wrote it? I don't know. Again, maybe I'm missing something. Maybe one of you down below in the comments will explain why I didn't get here. But again, I enjoyed it. Art was great. That's it. I can now say I've read it. It was a good read. Now that's it. I don't get the amazingness or amazement of this or the influence this had. But again, maybe I'm just missing something. But yeah, this is a good one to read. It is, I suppose, in the status of a classic, perhaps even of a Batman story to read. But that is it. Remember, yeah, that is it. Let me know down below what you thought about this one. And remember, collect what you're passionate about and share it on YouTube. Bye!